We should be live. We should be live. Thought I'd fire up a quick boxing discussion stream. Why not, right? Why not? 2 streams in 1 week, which is pretty fucking unbelievable for me. Usually our activity's a lot worse than that when it comes to streams. It's been more like 1 a month recently, so yeah, we're actually live twice in a week. How about that? Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought it? Unbelievable, unbelievable. But yeah, had a good weekend of fights, as we covered on the last stream. Had a good weekend of fights. Some good results. One surprising result in Akole beating. In Chris Billum Smith beating Akole, but also a really good fight between Bernardo Lopez and Lee Wood. So I was satisfied more or less with this previous weekend. I was disappointed in Lara's performance, but it is what it is. The weekend coming up, we don't really have anything to talk about. However, the weekend after, so a week Saturday, we have Josh Taylor versus Teofimo Lopez at super lightweight. Obviously, that is for Josh Taylor's WBO title, so that's going to be a good fight. That's going to be a good fight. What's up, Reese? How you doing? Big up to Reese Cooper. But that's a fight I've really kind of earmarked, and that's the one I'm looking forward to next. Josh Taylor versus Teofimo Lopez. It's one of those fights to where I make Taylor a favourite. You know, he's got a lot of history at that weight class. I know his last performance wasn't great, but, you know, he's beat good guys like Regis Prograis, Jose Ramirez, Victor Postal, Ivan Baranchik when Baranchik was good. He's got good wins at the weight class. If he applies himself, I believe he will win. But with this fight, you have to consider the weight of Josh Taylor. He is the bigger man, but making 140 at this stage can't be easy. He's going to be a lot more depleted in that regards than Teofimo Lopez. You'd imagine Teofimo would be the healthier guy at 140 in comparison to Josh Taylor. So I think that factor makes it interesting. Combining with the fact that Teo can punch, and if Taylor is dehydrated or drained, then that power is going to be more of a factor for Teo. So it's an interesting fight. It's an interesting fight in my mind. But yeah, I am leaning towards Taylor, but I'm not as convinced on this one as many people are. Most people I see are picking Taylor confidently, and I understand why. If I were to make this prediction 2 years ago, I would comfortably pick Josh Taylor. But I can't let go of the last performance, how bad Josh looked, plus the weight cut as well, you know. Josh Taylor's not a guy who lives for life outside the ring. That's well documented. And eventually that really catches up with you. And it makes the weight cut that much harder as well. Yeah, that's a good fight. Yeah, Kolmatov is his Mando, yeah. I don't think he'll take that fight, Vemal, personally. I think he'll look to fight Josh Warrington, even if it means vacating his title. Are you familiar with Combat League on Wednesdays? No. What is it? I don't know what Combat League is. Yeah, he destroyed Thomas Ward last time out. Yeah. Good body puncher, hard puncher, aggressive guy. Yeah. Good fight. Prayers for Lodomo Lamati. He's still in a coma after his KO loss to Nick Ball on Saturday. If boxing doesn't start hiring competent referees, deaths will continue. Fight should have been stopped by round 8. I've still not seen that fight. I was kind of going in and out of that fight. I like Nick Ball, by the way. I think he's a good fighter, very aggressive guy. But yeah, from what I was seeing, Nick Ball was kind of beating him up. Lamati was tough, but maybe too tough for his own good. But hopefully he recovers, man. Prayers to him. What's up, G-Man? How you doing? Nordic Warrior, salute. But yeah, Taylor versus Tio is a weird one because it's just around the corner now, less than 2 weeks, and there's no hype for this fight whatsoever. No hype whatsoever. Once upon a time, man, these two guys were really at the tip of everyone's tongue in the boxing world. But yeah, both guys' reputations have gone downhill recently. But the winner of this fight puts themselves in a really good position. They regain a lot of that momentum that they lost. So for that reason alone, it's a good fight. Okay, Team Combat League streams live on YouTube every Wednesday. It's City versus City in a team boxing format. Every boxer fights 1 round at a time. Mike, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I don't really like the sound of it, to be honest. I don't really like the sound of it. What's up, Ponche? How you doing? Ponche Punchy, how you doing, bro? How you doing? So it's basically like tag team, kind of like tag team boxing then, yeah? I don't like all of that sort of stuff, man. I don't really care about the influencer side of things. But yeah, I don't think you can really mess with a format of boxing. Not drastically anyway. That's just my opinion. What do I know? What do I know? Yeah, but exactly. Boxing's not a team sport. Okay, so you watched it and it was actually pretty fun. Tio's on Uncle Bob's bad side now. Top Rank would rather not promote Tio and lose a fortune and put any effort into Taylor Lopez build-up. Tio's gone as soon as the final 12th round bell rings. Yeah, I've heard this is Tio's last fight with Top Rank. So yeah, we'll see what he does. If he wins, though, if he does win, he will be a bit of a commodity after beating Taylor. So if he wins, he'll be in a good spot. If he loses, not so much. Not so much. But even said that, even having said that, even if Tio loses, there's going to be a promoter out there who deems him as a worthy fighter to sign. Armenian Eagle, big up to yourself. How would you see a fight between McKinson and Avanesian going? Good fight. Good European level fight. I'd probably favour Avanesian, personally. I'd favour Avanesian. I think Taylor stops Tio. He could do, if he utilises that size and gets on top of Teofimo, he could work Tio on the inside. Tio's not particularly great at the inside, in my opinion. He's not particularly great on the inside. But, he can sharpshoot as Taylor's coming in with that pull counter right hand. That's a good shot of Tio's. He could time Taylor coming in if Taylor gets too aggressive. He's got the power and speed to really keep Taylor honest, which makes this fight very entertaining. Taylor's got more all-round skills than Tio and more size. He should win, but like I say, Tio is quick, he hits hard, and Taylor more than likely is struggling with the weight, plus that last bad performance and the inactivity. So, yeah, I mean, the factors to me that make this fight interesting is the negatives surrounding Taylor. What's up, man? What's up, JD? How you doing, bro? How you doing? Hopefully you are well, my brother. Andy Ruiz versus a juiced Jarrell Miller. That's a good fight, I'd probably favour Miller to outwork him. I'd probably favour Miller to outwork him. Okay, Beterbiev opened as a 1-4 favourite versus Callum Smith online. Within hours, it went down to 1-9. Massive favourite for the Russian. Callum Smith's about a 7-1 underdog. Yo, that is very tempting. I think Beterbiev stylistically has he poses a lot of questions for Callum Smith, who can't really fight on the inside, as we saw against John Ryder, a smaller man than Beterbiev. But Beterbiev will be at risk when he's crossing that distance. And Callum's got a really good check left hook as guys come in. He's also got a decent right hand, a chopping overhand right. Good uppercut as well. Yeah, Beterbiev, when he crosses that mid-range to the inside, will be leaving openings. And if Callum can time Beterbiev, Callum can definitely hurt him. So those are really good odds. Even if you're picking Beterbiev to win, which I probably will, I will take those odds. Tio's always been funny, though, isn't he? Tio's funny. I agree with G-Man. I agree. Mad shit's going on in Kosovo right now. I'm from the Motrova area, where all of the drama is happening. I've not even seen it, bro. I've not seen what's gone on. Honestly, bro, Sebastian, I think what it is, most people don't know who he is, unfortunately. Still, even after the Yard fight, he's not really a fighter who is familiar among the casuals. Any hardcore British boxing fan respects Beterbiev. Yeah. It's a dangerous fight, but, if he wants to be a champion, he needs to take it. I don't want to see him now vacate the title and then fight Warrington in a non-title fight. If he can't get that guy to step aside, fight him. I think it will. Well, I don't know actually, because they're talking about Ryan Garcia fighting Rolly Romero, and if that does happen, then I'm sure O'Hara's going to get step aside money. Michael Coppins just reporting that Joe Malkowski has left the zone. Yeah, that weird-looking dude, man. I'm not going to say what I probably want to say, to be honest, because I'll get shut down, but that guy is a weird-looking dude. He looks like that fucking guy. What was that guy's name? That Milo guy, that Milo Yiannopoulos guy from years ago. Do you recall that guy? That's who he reminds me of. Some fruity-looking guy. More than likely, yeah. You might be right. Maybe. I've still not seen that fight a second time, by the way. Just not had time, and I've not really had the desire to be honest. Markovsky leaving DAZN is hilarious. He saw Prograis versus Daniel Zoria. Yeah, I know who you mean. And he said that was the absolute last straw. Yeah, facts. But yeah, he's one of those guys, man. He'll get himself a job. He's one of those smarmy looking fuckers. Probably, probably another product of nepotism and, Markovsky. Yeah, he's probably in it. He's probably, yeah. Kolmatov, who beat Thomas Ward last time out. He's a good fighter, good body puncher, hits hard. I think he's from Uzbekistan, maybe. Good on you, man. I'm gonna sign up this week. I'm gonna sign up myself this week. I've got all my gear now. I've even got a mouth guard. How about that? Fits perfectly. I just molded it in a little earlier. Because sometimes you'll get those mouth guards, and like even though you boil it, you try and set it into your teeth, and it fucks up. But I'll watch it at some point. Maybe I'll watch it at some point. Joe Markovsky and Ben Shalom look like nonsense, to be honest. Ben Shalom's a weird character, man. Ben Shalom's a weird fucking character. Yeah. No, I've not heard about McGregor's rant on True Geordie, but he's probably right. Whatever he said, True Geordie's a fucking idiot. I'm in London for the week. I went through the great town of Luton on the train. Yeah, lovely Luton, Premier League fucking town. Now I'll have you know, Premier League town. Can you believe it? Luton Town in the Premier League. Absolutely insane. I never thought I'd live to see it. I never thought I'd live to see it, man. It's crazy. It's kind of cool though to see. It's kind of cool to see. It's kind of cool to see. Absolutely insane. I think they're going to go right back down, though. That's the issue. I think they'll go right back down, to be honest with you. I might be wrong. Might be wrong. They may surprise people. They may surprise people. But I could see him going right back down. I really could. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Hang on, I'm doing like 5 things here. 1 second. One second. Oh, bollocks. Fucked it up. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. True Geordie was spot on about McGregor. Look him up. I'll probably look it up at some point. I'll probably forget, though. What's up, Joe? How are you doing, bro? Big up to yourself, man. Yeah, all Geordie said was that it's super hard to understand Connor because of the cocaine. Yeah. Well, I mean, the guy is basically a fucking... He's a junkie. Let's be real. He's a junkie. That's basically it. Yeah, Luton are basically Sam Eggington against like Canelo. Yeah, basically. What's your take on Wrexham FC? I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. We'll see in the long run. Are they there for the long haul, or is it just a PR thing? I don't know. But you know, yeah, they've got famous owners, but how wealthy are they? They can take them to a certain point, but you know, they can they can only take them so far, in my opinion. But yeah, they're doing a good job, so it seems, right? So fair play to them. Fair play to them. Gives Wrexham a lot of publicity, a lot of eyes, and I think they'll probably go what they got to League Two now. I wouldn't be shocked if they got promoted again to League One in the next year or so. I could see 2 back-to-back promotions like really quickly. But we'll see in the long run, right? We'll see in the long run what they're going to do, but yeah, it is what it is. I've not really paid too much attention to them, to be honest with you, but I've not really paid too much attention to them. I'm also listen, man. I'm concerned about Man United. to see what happens with our supposed takeover. I think whatever happens, it's going to go fucking horribly wrong. That's my prediction. I think it's going to go horribly wrong, to be honest with you. I just can't see us getting the scenario that we want, which is Qatar, let's be honest. Can't see it personally. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But we'll see. I've got a feeling the Glazers are going to stay, personally. That's what I think is going to happen. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, yeah, he owns Wrexham, or at least he's part owner. Londoner in the sticks. If Lara were to move to 130 after blowing the weight on the weekend, how far do you think he could go at super featherweight? Shame that it looks like he won't get his hands on Warrington again. Yeah, we'll see. I'm expecting some. I'm expecting Lara to spill the beans on exactly what happened on fight week, because I think there's more to that than meets the eye. To be honest, I think there's more to that than meets the eye. I really do. But we shall see. As for super featherweight, I mean, Navarrete's up there, Valdez is up there, Joe Cordina. These guys I'd make a favourite over Lara, to be honest. Rakhimov would be a really good fight, although Rakhimov isn't a champion, but him versus Lara would be a really good fight. There's Oshaki Foster. I don't think Lara beats any champion at 130, personally. I don't think he beats the champion at 130. Big up to Joseph, man. Salute. Yeah, Eggington has done well, all things considered, right? He's carved out a good career for himself. Yeah, that was a joke fight, man. I can't believe they got away with putting that fight on pay-per-view. A Cowboy Cerrone who was like 7-8 years past his best. Crazy. I've got Lara. I think Lara's going to school Danny Garcia. Whether he stops Garcia or not, I don't know. But Danny Garcia's not a middleweight. Danny's not a middleweight. Unless like Lara is just got old overnight. I know he's like 39, 40. But even then, I expect Lara to outbox Danny Garcia comfortably. That's a weird ass fight. That's a weird ass fight. Honestly, I think he was more than likely just completely drained. Who is the best at 130? Good question. I would have to say right now, I would say Joe Cordina, believe it or not. In terms of like skill, I think it's Joe Cordina. You've got Navarrete, you've got Oshaki Foster, you got Valdez, Oscar Valdez is still there, Hector Luis Garcia. You got some good fighters there, but I would say in terms of skill, Cordina might be the best, to be honest. Bundesliga's okay. This season in the Bundesliga was the best for a long time, although fucking Dortmund bottled it. There is no doubt in my mind, once Hearn leaves boxing, we will hear some outrageous stories of corruption. Yeah. I mean, I think that's just part of the course, though, right? I think that's... I don't think Eddie Hearn's any worse, any better than most promoters in regards to that. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's one of those things, unfortunately. Just one of those things. But yeah, I think, yeah, that is what it is, man. That is what it is. We'll see. We'll see how long he's got left. We'll see. What I'm concerned with in regards to Matchroom and DAZN is the lack of UK shows. To me, there's not enough regular UK shows on DAZN. I know we just had one this past week, but like, there's not been many this year. There's not been many. That's what it feels like anyway. That really says a lot in itself. That really says a lot in itself. I do wonder whether Eddie Hearn is whether he is kind of slightly turning his back on the UK market, because I think Eddie, when he went to DAZN, was really gambling on the fact that DAZN would get Premier League football in the UK and also Champions League football. It's not the case though. They still haven't obtained any football in the UK. And that's a big blow. If you're a sports channel in the UK and you don't have football, you're not relevant. You're not really relevant. I think Hearn was somewhat banking on that. Now that's not happened, I think Eddie is starting to really kind of put the UK market on the back burner. What's up, Mike? When Leonard lost to Duran, he made a point to get a rematch ASAP, knowing that Duran would not be living the life. Could this be the same in regards to Wood Lara? I mean, maybe, but I don't think anybody knows enough about Lara to come to that conclusion, right? Whereas everybody knew that like Duran was a madman outside the ring. Just had fast food for the first time in a while, and honestly, I feel sick. Did it to myself. Yeah, it's funny you say that because when you don't have fast food for a while and then you have it, it makes you realize like how trash it is and how trash it makes you feel. It makes you wonder what's in it. I agree. That's a good point. Weight scale should be open to public view. I agree. Is boxing in a good place? PBC is hanging on by a thread. Top Rank and ESPN is apparently coming to an end to their deal. And Matchroom DAZN aren't doing anything notable. I mean, I think boxing could be in a much better state. Yeah, we're getting some good fights this year. But again, I'm not going to do a song and dance about it. That's one thing that really winds me up about like social media heads and boxing content creators, like circle jerking because we're having a decent year. That should be every year. That should be the standard. But no, these guys who run channels, who run big Twitter accounts, they don't want to put pressure on these fighters to actually deliver for us fans because they're more concerned about getting some bullshit 5-minute interview with some fighter or a promoter. You know, they are what they are. But yeah, I mean, Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence, really looking forward to it. Don't get me wrong. Should have been happened already. Should have happened in 2019. Should have happened. If you're expecting me to be grateful after having to wait 5 years for this fight, go and fuck yourself. Go and fuck yourself. Boxing fans need to raise the standards. I've been saying that for a minute. Been saying it for a minute. Big up to Joseph, man. I remember you mocking the Trust for Science folk. Then you said, if you know, you know. This was all I needed to know that this channel needs backing. Well, thank you, man. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that was one of my favourite quotes of the last 2 or 3 years. Trust for science, they said. Trust for science. And it's funny, yeah. The Trust for Science crowd and the people who parroted that phrase, ask those people what a woman is. Science goes out the window, Ben. It's mad. These people are fucking clapped, honestly. These people are clapped. Ask Fauci what a woman is. Fucking div, man. Big up to Joseph. Yeah, DAZN with Hearn has been awful. Some good shows, but it's so corporate. Surely Hearn couldn't have planned it so bad. I'm not sure what input they have, you know. Yeah, the DAZN has neglected the up and comers, and to be fair, there doesn't seem to be many. They got that Cuban, but I doubt he'll be a star. Yeah, exactly. Mate, yeah, he probably would beat Rowley, to be honest. Yeah, trust for science, the most unscientific saying ever, yeah. It's like science is just set in stone and it can't change. All science is, it's a process. What's up, Preston? How you doing, bro? Yeah, what does sweet science even mean, by the way? What does sweet science even mean? It's just a cringy expression. It's just a cringy expression that means nothing. To sound la-di-da and profound, but listen, if this is a sport where people fucking bash each other's brains in, sweet science, my ass. What are your pronouns? Yeah, I'm convinced those individuals have a legit mental illness. I think they do, bro. I think they do. Some of them do, at least. I think some do. Some are genuinely mentally ill. But I also I think some people just go along with it to get along. This is the best point. Sweet science and ring generalship mean whatever you want. That's a very, very good point. That's a very good point. What did they say? What did they say, G-Man? Have you seen the Salford Council tweet? For virtue signalling, laugh out loud. They have locked their Twitter account with a backlash. I think that's one of these. That's one. This is a great comment as well. This is a very good comment in regards to this whole. Everybody identifies as what they want now. I think all of that really it highlights how uninteresting those individuals are. When you lead with, oh, this is my identity. If that's what you lead with, if that's your fucking calling card, you are a boring, uninteresting, mediocre person. Unremarkable. It's mad how all of the boxing channels I follow have the same views as me. I'm trying to keep it sane, bro. I'm trying to keep it sane. I'm gonna be fucking Taliban with it as well. You'll never see me cover female boxing and bullshit like that because it's a slippery slope. What's up, Al? How you doing? Yeah, the Trust for Science crowd are so religious, and their messiah is the old Larry Holmes. Yeah, facts. Facts. I mean, we saw how they treated the heretics and the non-believers. They would be ostracized, banned on social media because cancellation really is just the continuation of old religious practices. That's all it is. So when these people say they're not religious, they're not. Atheism is a religion. There are still some sane people left. We're all here, bro. There's 27 of us in the world. Big up. I agree. Yeah, loud, obnoxious. Yeah, that's what happens when you open the door to female fighters. I'm not interested. They try and act like men. They try and act like men. I'm not talking about physically, but there's nothing more unattractive in a woman who acts like a man. It's the most unattractive thing ever. Feminine girls, like actual feminine girls, are super rare now. Especially like Western girls. I'm not trying to get on that fucking old tradcon thing and this red pill fit bullshit, but it is true. Like many Western girls are so fucking manly now. Not manly, but they're not feminine. Yeah, I think that ban's a bit fucking harsh. 8 months. 8 months for betting violations. I think that's harsh. And yeah, watch nothing happen to Man City. I can imagine Nordic. When that woman fight was on the other night, I went out and there were hundreds upon hundreds of people getting drinks and going for a bathroom break. Nobody cares about it. Facts. Yeah, it's been forced. Yeah, it's been forced onto the consumers. There's no real demand for it. Yeah, it's just to hit certain quotas because it wasn't that long ago when Eddie Hearn said he wasn't gonna do female boxing. It wasn't that long ago. Well, it is now 7 or 8 years ago, but still. Yeah, OnlyFans is degenerate as fuck. But again, that's a male problem as well, right? OnlyFans is a more damning reflection on men than it is women. To be honest, if we're going to be honest about it, I also met one of the YTBC in person and had an interesting conversation. Hmm. Do I know them, Nordic? Do I know them? Are you happy to say, or don't say if you don't want to say? And interesting in what regard? I'm kind of curious now. Yeah, women's football is horrendous. Yeah, facts. Even the Jack Catterall fight had more interest from the crowd. Yeah, yeah. I watched a bit of that Catterall fight. I was in and out of it. Sometimes he was looking really good. Other times he was coasting. Typical Jack Catterall. Yeah, I agree, Al. I agree. And you can tell with the energy, man. It's completely different when you're actually talking to a feminine female. The energy is completely different. The energy is completely different. It puts me at ease. It really does. Like I really appreciate feminine energy in my life. I know that sounds fucking sus, right? But I really appreciate it. It puts you at ease. Yeah, males have a lot to answer for. The fact the champion clowns like Bridges, any self-respecting man should look at her with contempt. Facts. You know, Vendel. I didn't want to say in case he wanted to remain anonymous. Laugh out loud. Hmm. I'm kind of fucking curious now. I'm curious now. Catterall also had a point deducted for hitting while the guy was down. Third time in his career he's done that I know of. Yeah, yeah, he did that against was it McKenna? I think it was Tyrone McKenna. I'm pretty certain it was Tyrone McKenna. Fighters I met: Tank Floyd, Manny Khabib, Roy Jones, Tyson, Dana White, Izzy, and Volkanovski. Dana White's not a fighter. Ah, bro, no way. Ricardo Mayorga would have fucking. Nah, Ricardo Mayorga was better. Ricardo Mayorga had good power, great chin. You introduced him to us a while back on your community post. He's blown up since. Who did I introduce? I'm going to go through my fucking community posts. Who's blown up since? Was it G-Man? Is it G-Man? Mayorga was a bad man. I don't know who I shared on fucking my community post. Yeah, Mayorga was a bad man. Puffing Marlboro and fucking whooping ass. He's another guy though, right? Imagine that guy took his career seriously. Imagine that guy took his career seriously. I was looking through my communities. I've not shouted anybody out for a long time unless I deleted it. Strange. I was at the Okolie Chris Billum Smith fight and saw Ben Whittaker. That man looks like a welterweight in person. I've no idea how he's a 75-pounder. Well, apparently, yeah, he's tall though. He's tall though, isn't he? He's tall. He is tall. I know he's skinny though, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, was it Triple B? That's fucking amazing. That's amazing. How was he? You're one of a few channels I know that seems to follow boxing, football, and UFC. Yeah, I'm less into UFC, but I follow it. I'm a casual when it comes to UFC. Thoughts on Nick Ball? A really good fighter, good compact style, good puncher, good body puncher. Really, really, he's a rambunctious fighter. Nick Ball. I like him. I think that's a good signing for Frank Warren. He's one of those guys. I don't think he'll be a world champion, but he could definitely maybe fight for a world title, and he'll probably have a good career on like big undercards and things like that. He's one of those sort of fighters. But I like Nick Ball, man. I like Nick Ball. I think he's a good fighter. I do. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's a good fighter. But yeah, I think his ceiling maybe he'll probably get a world title shot, but I don't think he would. I don't think he'd win one. Do you know what I mean? Unless he gets like a really fortunate situation where he kind of gets a vacant title. But he's a good fighter, Nick Ball. He's not a bad fighter at all. He's not a bad fighter. One sec. Sorry about this. Awesome. Good shit. Manchester United, Jay. Manchester United. I don't know why Okolie hugs. Is it because he's afraid to get hit? I saw G-Man and Chris Andre talk about Okolie, yeah. I think he is afraid to get hit, yeah. I don't think he's got faith in his chin. He got badly stopped in the amateurs by Savon. And that kind of shows in his fighting style, the fact that he cheats so much. You know, mauling, holding, fouling, forearms, etc. That's why he cheats so much. If you're cheating that much, it has to be based on an insecurity in your style or your skills or your physicality. There has to be an insecurity there. If there's a fighter that cheats a lot, there's something, yeah. He doesn't have faith in his skills, basically. Probably, yeah. If Wood Warrington gets made at the City Ground, I'm considering getting ringside seats. My mate can hook me up. Yeah, go to it because that would be a great atmosphere. That would be a great atmosphere. Facts, Darren, facts. Yeah, anybody who knocks out Isaac Lowe is a fucking hero. Facts. Yeah, that'll be crazy. That'll be crazy. Those are loud fans. Could be a few fights as well. Could be a few fights along the way as well. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Shit, where was I at? I'm trying to do like fucking 5 things in the background, and it never works well at all. Never works well when you're trying to do things in the background. Yeah, Cole's a fraud. Facts. I'm glad he lost, man. Big up to Chris Billum-Smith. I know Chris Billum-Smith isn't like the greatest world champion in the world. I'm not confessing that he is, but his contribution to boxing, based on that win over Okole, Hall of Fame worthy in my opinion. Lawrence Okole is a boxing terrorist. Yeah, I know, right? Get him in goal. Get him in goal. Exactly, bro. Eddie Hearn has had a fucking result. Let's be honest. Eddie Hearn's had a fucking result. They're dumb as fuck as well. Ben Shalom is dumb as fuck. He should have made Okole versus Riakporhe. If you're going to get any money out of Okole, it was that fight. And even then, that fight's not a big fight. But he loses his title to Chris Billum-Smith. It's mental. Yeah, Luton is the home of Andrew Tate and Tommy Robinson. Yep. And I spent a lot of time there as well. How about that? How about that? Luton is an interesting place. If you've not been there, it's a very interesting place. And also the 7-7 Bombers as well. They came from Luton. Yep, CBS is a true grafter. Facts. Billum-Smith did a great boxing service. I agree. Did you hear Okole say, "I'm glad I didn't get beaten by that prick over there," referencing Riakporhe? Okole can't get those bars off when he fought like a coward. Yeah, that's a weird thing to say as well. Like he should be devastated that he lost. That shouldn't be in his thinking. That's a weird thing to say. That's a weird thing to say. Kind of sums up his mindset, maybe. Yeah, and Bournemouth stayed up as well. Bournemouth looked like they was going down for a while. Yeah, the fact that like Okole's more than likely made himself a millionaire is crazy. Yeah, CBS has given some really good fights in the past 2 years. Most deserving champion, in my opinion. Yeah, he's grafted. He's grafted, no doubt. The fight with Isaac Chamberlain was really good. That was a really good fight. Him and Isaac Chamberlain, him and Riakporhe was a good fight. Tommy McCarthy, the first fight was good. He's had some good fights, you're right. It's one of the worst towns in the UK. It's got that reputation. It's a concrete jungle. It's grey, crime, all sorts. It's just a dump. At one point in time, I think Luton had the highest murder rate per capita in the UK. Not like it didn't have the most murders, but in terms of per capita, I think at one point it was like one of the most dangerous towns in England. It probably still is. Akole versus Briedis in Latvia. I'd take it. Do I give United any chance in the FA Cup final? I mean, a one-off game in a final, there's always a chance. But realistically, I make Man City a big favourite. I'll take penalties right now. If I could click a button and take penalties, I'll take my chances. To be honest with you, I'll take my chances right now. Just take a penalty shootout. One sec. Oh, shit. Basically, Luton is the Detroit or New Orleans of the UK. Yeah, it's shit. It's shit. Yep, the Migs. Yep. The Migs. Luton's firm back in the day were fucking brutal as well. When my dad used to go to football, he used to fucking knock around with them a lot. Because he went to football in the height of like the hooligan era, 70s, 80s. Because my dad's older than like most, when he had me, he was older than most parents. So yeah, he was around in the 70s and 80s in that era down Luton. I think they might do. Bro. Luton just have to make their home ground work for them. Make Kenilworth Road a really hard place to go. That's what they need to do. I'll go to Luton if there's a big fight there. I don't remember the last fighter from Luton. Boxer, I mean. Linus Adofia, who recently fought for a British middleweight title. He's from Luton. So I've met him before. He's all right. And aside from that, fucking Andrew Tate, more than likely. You've seen that? Or has he actually? Akole's made his Twitter private. What a baby. He could do, yeah. He's got the power to knock out Akole. He's got the power to knock out Akole. The Migs Major. It's a good name. But yeah, he's got the power. He's got the power to really stop Akole. Hang on. Yeah, from Derby, yeah. Zach Parker, Dave Ryan, yeah. Luton are going to get more points than Derby did because it'll be a more intimidating ground to go to. Luton are going to pick up some wins at home. I would say so as well, Darren. And although they've got a real shit, they are, I mean, when people say they have the smallest club in the Premier League, they've got the smallest stadium, the shittest stadium, But Luton have a bigger fan base than, let's say, they've got a bigger fan base than Bournemouth, for example. They're not the smallest club in the Premier League. Who else are in the Premier League right now? Who else are in the Premier League? I'm trying to think of small clubs. Honestly, Luton until a couple of years ago probably had a bigger fan base than Brighton. Honestly, got a bigger fan base than Bournemouth still, I would say. Do they have a bigger fan base than Fulham? Maybe. Brentford, yeah, I'd say so. Luton are not the smallest club in the Premier League historically. I've been to several fights in Derby. Boxing used to be quite big there, yeah. I remember Dave Allen back in the day, yeah, when he fought guys like John Wayne Hibbert. I'm back. Had to take a work call. Did you see Alexis Rocha stop Anthony Young on Saturday? Youngest from Philly, out of Boots Ennis gym. He retired Saddam Ali a few years ago, if you recall. I've not seen the fight. Rocha's a good sort of fringe contender, though. He's decent. I listen to everything, bro. Yeah, they're a bigger club than Burnley as well, yeah. I think it's just natural to us in the UK. Island race, right? We're an island people. I think it probably stems from that, maybe. I can vaguely understand the buzz that it must be to like get in fights and shit. It's probably a buzz. Imagine Casemiro, 5 times Champions League winner, at Luton's grounds. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? It's mad. But yeah, that spawned a lot of like popular culture as well, like like how people dress and shit, like the hooligans back in the day, like Stone Island and God knows what else. It was called way back when, in like the 70s, it was called the English disease on the continent because British fans used to go abroad and just cause a ruckus. And as the years passed, Italy now they've got a big hooligan culture. Russia, everywhere, most countries now have a hooligan culture, whereas we've dropped ours now. We've dropped ours. I don't think he beats Boots, to be honest. That's a weird fucking fight in a weird location, you're right. Kambosos Jr. versus Maxi Hughes in Oklahoma, July 22nd. That's weird. It's mad, bro. Imagine Messi comes to the Premier League and he plays down at fucking Luton. That'd be fucking hilarious. Yeah, man. The Russians are not even the worst for either. I wouldn't say so anyway. Turkish are pretty fucking rowdy. The Turkish are rowdy. The Greeks are low-key super rowdy as well. Yeah, Maxi Hughes would have knocked out Gary Cully. I agree. It's a good fight. It's a good fight. Yeah, I used to hate fucking Stoke City. I used to hate Stoke City. Never used to like playing when we played at Stoke away. I used to hate it. Yeah, I do remember that was Euro 2016. The weird thing about that, one of my friends was out there, and yeah, initially, it was England fans, and they got filled in, but they came back. Basically, this wasn't on the media, But then they came back with Scotland. No, not Scotland. It was Welsh fans, I believe, and Irish fans. And they fucked the Russians up. But that was never reported on the media. Because when English fans abroad get fucked up, they always like to play the victim. They always used to play the victim. Well, the media do anyway. It's like with Liverpool. When Liverpool get in trouble abroad, they're always the victim no matter what. Even though they caused like European clubs to be banned from football for years after the Heysel disaster. They're not that local, I know, it's weird, right? But yeah, that fight gets that game gets a lot of fights. Croats, yep. Serbians are bad as well, yeah. Yeah, Leeds. I think a Leeds guy got stabbed in Turkey. Yeah. No, I don't follow MLS. No. Always hated Stoke City. They've got a naughty firm too. Yeah, there are still some firms out there. Millwall still have a firm, but like all the Premier League teams now, basically, there's no such thing. Like you don't really see it. Yeah, Marseille. Yeah, Marseille are bad. It's like Italy. It's Napoli, Lazio, Roma. What is Campbell Hatton's weight class? That's a very good point. I'd assume it's lightweight. Sorry, lightweight. Yeah, Liverpool fans are the ultimate victims. It's nothing is ever their fault. I used to rate Pulisic. I thought he'd be a good player, but recently he's kind of faded out. If I was Chelsea, I'd get rid of him, personally. I don't think he will come good now. What did they call him when he came here? Captain America. And he looked good. He looked decent at the start when he went to Chelsea, but I don't know, man. Best American player right now, I think, is Giovanni Reina, but yeah. Yeah, I think he is lightweight. I think he he's getting more stiffs. I never watched that fight, the last fight he had. But apparently he was struggling until he got the stoppage. I don't think they have a hooligan culture. Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland. I don't think they have a hooligan culture. They are I don't know. I'm not going to say it. You think the West is fucked in regards to men, bro? Those guys are so limp-wristed out there. It's crazy. Super lightweight. You can't call him British level. I wouldn't call him English level or even area level yet, personally. Campbell Hatton versus Tim Zhu. You want to see Campbell get killed. That would be the ultimate revenge. Sup, Dale, hope you're well. I think I'm en route to creating a manifesto Karl Marx style, introducing boxing as a socio-political tool to quell high tension in modern society. Go for it, bro. Go for it. Five favourite UK prospects. I can't really think of any, bro, that jump out at me. That's the thing, yeah. Once Joshua retires, once Fury retires, where are the next money men coming from? Ben Whittaker could do something, but is he going to be good enough? I don't know. I think Adam Azim could get a big following. But again, is he going to be good enough? It's too early to tell. There are a couple of guys who could be stars, but it's whether they're good enough. Who would you name as technically skilled fighters with low IQ? Conlon comes to mind. Horrible game plan against Fernando. Yeah, Conlon is a good shout because he does have skills, like you said. Michael Conlon is a good shout. Skilled fighters with low IQs. Skilled fighters with low IQs. That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. Conlon is a really good shout, though. Michael Conlon's a good shout. Not really sure who else to say, to be honest. Big up DJ Joe. Big up. G-Man says Joshua. Maybe. Yeah, Joshua does the basics really well. Doesn't have the greatest fight IQ. That's a good shout. Look at the game plan against Usyk in the first fight, for example. That's a good shout. Joshua could be a good shout. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'd lean towards Crawford at this stage. Commonwealth is different. Commonwealth is like the Commonwealth, like UK, Australia, Canada, those sort of countries. Whether it's more valuable than a British or not is up for debate. Some people rate it over a British, others not so much. I would probably take Fiaz over Hatton, to be honest. Not that I think Fiaz is any good, because I don't, but he's better than Hatton. He's got more skills than Hatton. It is. IQ is part of skills, but I think he just means in regards to like how he moves, how he throws punches, that sort of thing. Because I could have like the best punch technique in the world, I could have amazing feet, good defense, but if I can't apply that in the right situations, then my IQ lets me down, right? Yeah, Tony Yoko, yeah, he sucks, man. They probably do they may get good, bro. They may get good. I mean, how are Croatia so good? They're a country of what, 3 or 4 million people. Yeah, they have a great team. Maybe they'll come around and they'll they'll develop a training program where where one of those countries actually has a good team. Baltics love basketball more than football. There's that as well. There's a few guys playing in America. Yeah, Josh Kelly's a good example. To be fair though, I think Josh Kelly's skills have always been overrated. But I get where you're coming from. He's got great athleticism. Dave Allen's IQ is in decimal points. You can't be skilled with a low IQ. Doesn't skills come with knowledge and wisdom? How can you be low IQ? That's a straw man fallacy. Not really. Not really. Like, understanding boxing is... So, you can see this in football, right? Or soccer, as you Americans call it. There's been some ridiculously talented players, like Adel Tarapt, for example. Watch that guy do skills. Watch his control. Left foot, right foot, pace, can dribble with a ball, close control. He can do everything, but he's not a team player. He's got poor vision. You know, he's one of those guys, right? He's got all the talent in the world, all the skill in the world, but he doesn't have the intelligence to put it together. He doesn't have the intelligence to put it together. And there's certain fighters like that, I would say, like Conlon, for example. To me, what fight IQ means, all fight IQ means is that you can carry out a game plan against a specific style. You know what to do against a specific style, and you can spot and make adjustments throughout a fight. You know what needs to be. You know what you need to do different. If this isn't working, I have to do this. Oh, that's what I think fight IQ is. Yeah, Amir Khan was more athletic than technical. Yeah. Again, he's an example. He wasn't the greatest technically, but he was tremendously gifted athletically. Plus, he had a low IQ, a low fight IQ. Adel Taarabt prioritized shisha over running, but he was ridiculously talented, though, right? If you remember Adel Taarabt, Ravel Morrison was another guy who was the same. You can have boxing talent without having boxing IQ. It's like having a Ferrari, but you've barely started to learn to drive. Isaac Lowe would be eternally grateful for any sort of IQ. Facts. Isaac Low IQ is what Prince Patel calls him. Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero. If you're talking fight IQ, Rolly Romero. If you're talking IQ, Tank might be it. But Rolly Romero is still within a shout of that as well. Well, is Errol Spence low IQ because he is a basic 1-2 to the head and body, but he's so skilled the way he contemplates punching and timing, and he's overall a high IQ fighter. Yeah, Errol Spence has a good in ring IQ because he isn't the most talented. When you actually look at Errol Spence, he is not the most talented. He's not the most. He's not blessed with like crazy punching power or crazy athleticism, crazy speed. He's mastered the basics, and he applies it really well, depending on the opponent, whether it's a mover, southpaw, orthodox, boxer, puncher, counter puncher. Errol Spence has a decent ring IQ, I would say. You look at the Kell Brook fight, for example. How he kind of figured out Kell Brook's jab after 4 rounds, how he would implement that lead hand control, the adjustments he made. He was countering Kell Brook's jab after a while. He got used to the rhythm. He started to read it. That's the sign of a fighter with high IQ or with good in-ring IQ. He made the adjustment. He recognized what his opponent was doing, and he then made the adjustment. But like, for example, Conlon, he's got good skill in regards to how he moves. He can switch between southpaw and orthodox. Decent combinations, etc. Decent counters. He's got skills, but then applying those skills in the right scenarios, that is fight IQ. And fight IQ, yes, I know, is a skill in itself, but I think it's one of those things that comes more innate to some people than others. I'd put fight IQ and understanding of snap judgments more aligned to athleticism. I think it's one of those things where you either have it or you don't, kind of thing. Isaac low IQ. I think Wilder is dumber than Tank. I mean, you're splitting hairs there, right? Who's got the highest IQ? I'd say Usyk is up there. Crawford to me shows a lot of versatility in there, which is a sign of a high fight IQ. Ponche says Loma high IQ. This will sound silly, but I honestly think Lomachenko has shown extremely low IQ in recent fights, makes stupid mistakes, and gets his way too much for his skill level. Yeah, maybe. Kayla Plant is skilled but low IQ. I'll have to look. I'll have to think about that one. Fury does have a really good fight IQ. Yeah, he does. I've got to give him that. Good question. In your opinion, what's a better fight? Bud versus Spence, or Inoue versus Fulton? I think Inoue Fulton. Those guys got busy at the very next opportunity. I hear you. That's a hard one, actually. That's a hard one. I will still say Bud versus Spence. I will still say Bud versus Spence. No word of a lie. Best ring IQ I've ever seen was Sven Otke. That guy was in control for every single second of every single fight. Even when he was struggling, he knew exactly what to do. Yeah. But yeah, I would say so. That's a good shout. That's a good shout. I would say Badu Jack has a relatively high IQ. Or maybe not. I heard this, yeah. So, somebody was saying that on the last stream, that there could be potential of Benavidez versus Canelo. I'd love to see it. I wonder whether that's just a physical thing with Badu Jack. The fact that he starts slow. I wonder whether that's a physical thing. And to be fair to Badu Jack, the whole starting slow thing, yeah, it's got some truth to it. But let's not forget, it cost him versus James DeGale. Like, it shouldn't have done. He clearly won that fight. You know what I mean? It's like, the only time it really cost him was against Adonis. But in that fight, you can understand it, given how hard Adonis could punch. I would say Badu Jack's got pretty good ring IQ. Yeah, Golovkin did have a good ring IQ, yeah. Who am I taking, Benavidez or Canelo, if it happens? I think there's a good chance Benavidez can stop Canelo at this point in his career. Yeah, one thing for me in regards to that fight would be rehydration clauses, because that would kill Benavidez. Benavidez with no rehydration clause, bro, Canelo's in for a long night. Yeah, that's another fight he got robbed in. I'll call that fight a flat-out robbery. I remember that fight. It was a good fight. But Jack won that fight clearly. He clearly beat Pascal. He clearly beat DeGale. Some people felt he beat Stevenson. I actually had that fight a draw, like it was scored. That's one of the rare draws I agreed with. Groves was very physically talented. Very physically talented. But technically, he lacked in a few areas. He was a little one-dimensional at times with his in-and-out ambush type of style. He had a great jab, though. Good right hand as well. But yeah, he was a very physically talented fighter. Probably should have done a bit more in his career, to be honest. Yeah, big Vlad. Yeah, Vladimir definitely did. Yeah, Vladimir definitely had a good IQ, good fight IQ. But people really overlook Vladimir's. Not only he was very intelligent, but don't get me wrong. People overlook his athleticism when he was in his prime. How he could move, he could glide across that ring despite being 6'7". He could move deceptively well. Yeah, I'd say Beterbiev's got a good ring IQ. Yeah, he's got a good temperament as well. He's actually got one of the best temperaments I've seen in regards to active fighters right now. His in-ring temperament is really good, even during setbacks. Like when Yard had a couple of good rounds and landed some good shots, he never looked phased. The cut he got against Marcus Brown, once again, never looked phased. Beterbiev always impresses me with his composure. That was a crazy defeat, yeah. I think that was one of those fights where he just got caught cold. He just got caught cold. And maybe that's a factor as to why people say he starts slow as well. But yeah, he just got caught cold that night. It can happen. But he improved from it, right? He improved. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, he was okay. He was solid. He was solid. Not quite what he was. He's still rusty, but Bolotniks is a tough guy and he got him out of there. So all in all, I felt it was a pretty decent performance by Vodzik. Pretty decent, I would say. Pretty decent. Yeah, somebody was saying earlier, Nordic, that Callum Smith was like 8-1 or 9-1, something crazy like that. If that's true, I'll put a bet on him. Even though I'll pick Beterbiev, those odds are too good. I'm going to check those odds because it doesn't sound right. Paddy Power. Those odds are crazy. Let's have a look. Boxing. Oh, it's, on Paddy Power, he's 7-2 Callum Smith. So if you put £10 down, you get £45 in return. It's pretty crazy. They are crazy odds. That's worth a bet, that is, even if you're not a betting man, if you've got a spare tenner. 7-2, yeah, that's way too wide. And somebody was saying it was as far as 9-1, which is crazy. I'd imagine those odds are going to tighten up as we get closer. Anyway, Clarissa Shields fights this weekend, and I know how long you've been waiting to see her rumble. I'm not personally, but I'll watch your post-fight review regardless. Christ. Oh yeah, Adrian Broner's fighting this weekend against like a complete unknown on a Don King pay-per-view. AB ain't going to get no money that night. I hope Buatsi fights Dan Aziz for the European title. I think that'll be a good fight for him. That's what I'd like to see. Dan Aziz versus Joshua Buatsi. I think that'll be a good fight. Dan Aziz is a good European champion. He's got that grinding sort of style. He's got that grinding style. I think he's decent. Rigondeaux on the Broner undercard. Jesus Christ. Let's have a look at his card. Adrian Broner. Feels like a lifetime ago he was being hyped as a pound for pound fighter. Feels like a lifetime ago. He's fighting. So Broner is fighting a guy called Bill Hutchinson. Fucking hell. Where is this fight even at? It's in Florida. Rigondeaux's fighting TBA on the undercard. Jesus Christ. There's nobody on this card, man. It's a dreadful card. It's on a Friday as well. There's actually a decent fight in America as well on another card on Showtime. It's a Showbox card. It's headlined by Ali Ismailov, and he's fighting Charles Foster. So they are two unbeaten light heavyweights. Charles Foster's a raw puncher. I've seen him fight before. And Ali Ismailov is an up-and-coming Russian fighter. He's 10-0, so that's a decent fight at light heavyweight. I think Ismailov wins. I guarantee looking at this guy, he's from fucking Chechnya or Dagestan. But yeah, that could be a decent fight. I wonder if Rigondeaux is broke. I mean, I don't know what those Cubans are like. I don't know. He's 42, I think, Rigondeaux. I think he's 42. He must be. How old's Rigondeaux? Yeah, Rigondeaux's 42 years old at fucking what, bantamweight or whatever it was. It's crazy. Same, Preston, same. Well, we're nearly there now. It's June in a couple of days. No, we won't see a Tank rematch. Ryan Tank, no, there's no need to. Same, I wouldn't go to Don King if I was broke either. I'd sooner fucking... I don't know. His career's gone downhill since the Patrick Day fight. Because Patrick Day died in that fight. And ever since then, his career's gone downhill. Which is unfortunate. It's one of those things, isn't it? You can't help that. So it's like, what do you do? Don King and Bob Arum are on some premium adrenochrome for sure. They're still going, man. Don King ain't doing shit really, but he's still going. He still seems pretty sharp, as does Bob Arum. So whatever these guys are doing, it seems to be working. Only in boxing could somebody hang around for that long. It's crazy. It's reading something online about some guys who fucking streamed like Premier League football. They put live streams online of Premier League football, selling subscriptions. And apparently they earned like 7 million in like a year or some bullshit like that. It's crazy. And they got caught. I want to know how long they're going to go sent. 11 years for streaming football illegally and selling it online. 11 years in prison. That's insane. So you get sent down for illegally selling Premier League football streams, but abuse a kid and you're out in less than that. That's fucking insane. It goes to show, doesn't it? It goes to show. Yeah, Bob is stoned. Yeah, 24/7. Big up Preston, man. Yeah, Tio is explosive. I think he could KO Taylor. I think he's got the power to hurt him. I really do. I really do. Especially a weight drain to Taylor. Taylor a couple of years ago, probably not. But this version of Taylor, the Taylor from the Catterall fight, absolutely. Yeah, they wanted to make an example of them. The legal system in the UK is an absolute joke. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm not going to say what it was, but the weekend's just gone. Not me personally, but my parents had trouble with police, which left me fucking incensed. I called up to make a complaint about it as well, but I ended up just losing my shit on the phone. I'm not going to say what it was, but it fucking incensed me what they did. Fucking despise them, honestly. I fucking despise them. Bothering people who done nothing wrong. They're not gonna fucking go after real crimes or try and pursue real criminal cases. Fucking cunts, man. Yeah, they'll police Twitter. They'll fucking harass fucking my parents who are older. That fucking incensed me, man. It really did. I'm not going to say what it was, but it just pissed me off. Yeah, hook him off, man. Hook him off. Give him a fucking beating. Give him a beating. Fucking cunts. Every single one of these guys, by the way, these fucking Just Stop Oil protesters, every single one, la-di-da, middle class, upper middle class, trust fund babies. What do? Go into working class areas, block the traffic, stop working people from going to work. I hate those fucking people, by the way. I fucking hate them. Those Just Stop Oil cunts. Because all they're really doing is when all of these climate fucking implementations are set in stone, like anything, it's going to affect the poor the most. And these fucking tough cunts enable it. Bro, don't ever let these guys say that they care about you or they care about the working class. They don't. They despise you. They despise people like me. So fuck them fucking people. I hope some of those guys get a fucking life-changing beating. I seriously do. I mean that as well. These fucking wankers probably love that whole 15-minute city ideas. Fucking can't stand them. Those guys, they get me fucking tilted. Stopping regular people from going to work. Like when these cunts don't have a job, they look unwashed. As I said, trust fund babies. All of them look fucking ugly as well. Have you noticed that? All of these people look fucking ugly. A lot of them. Tossers. You're getting me tilted, man. Getting me tilted. Yeah, no way would these protesters do that stuff here in Birmingham. They know they would be battered. Yeah. They couldn't do it in a place like Luton or it's London, though, isn't it? But yeah, bro, I can't stand those people, man. I really can't. I can't stand them. Controlling, just controlling fucks. And those are the sort of people in 20, 30 years, you know, who went to the best universities, who you know, they were afforded the best education. Those are the people who are going to they're going to be implementing these laws in the future. They are the people. Just absolute control freaks. Genuine control freaks. There's a great compilation video of cars just running through those protesters. It's a thing of beauty. I highly recommend it. That's mad. Yeah, I saw one guy get out of his van and drag some of the protesters off a pavement. Yeah, the feds went after him and cuffed him. Typical. That seems unusual for German police, man. That's crazy because they're pretty much useless. Yeah, they are demons possessed, reprobates. That's why they have no empathy. Yeah. And again, like I said, these are the future of like politics, and they're going to be in these think tanks or all these different organizations setting the new standards. That's those people, man. Yeah, exactly. They are the future, right? They are the future. As I said, they're in the best universities, Eton, etc., Oxford, Cambridge. You know, scum. Yeah, the protesters are probably ugly because they are social rejects, and the only friends they have are their gimpy protest buddies. Yeah. What nation's police are you happy with? I mean, I don't really know about other countries, right? El Salvador have done a great job, by the way. Big up to El Salvador and their president. He's basically went on a mad one, said fuck all of these drug dealers, fuck all of these gangs. You have gang tattoos, you're in possession of anything questionable, you're going to you're going to prison. None of this la di da human rights shit. You're going to go straight to prison. And he's taken tens of thousands of criminals off the streets in El Salvador, and their murder rate has just plummeted overnight, plummeted to the point to where now tourists are going back to El Salvador. People who are trying to live life normally before are doing better. Big up to the El Salvadorian president. He's just had no fucks given. I'm taking all of these criminals off the streets, taking the streets back, make it a safer country. And they're already, it's been really recent, but they're already starting to reap some rewards for it. So big up to that guy. I think I'm pretty certain they've arrested it was the equivalent, I'm sure it was like 8% of the population, something crazy like that. As of the 12th of May 2023, 68,000 people accused of having gang affiliations have been arrested. It's crazy. Yeah, he's fighting Zan Kozabuski. Yeah, it's a good fight. Good fight. Yeah, that's the guy. Nayib Bukele, yeah. I wonder how long he lasts, Ponche. I wonder how long he lasts is the real question. You think this guy's gonna suddenly die somehow? Is he going to suddenly die? I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised he's made it this far. Yeah, but don't listen. If he continues doing what he's doing, he's cutting taxes on certain industries, things of that nature. He's making the country really attractive for foreign investment and people to come in and shit. If he continues, man, he's going to piss somebody off and he's going to get whacked. He's going to get whacked. Because already you're hearing reports now of human rights abuses in these prisons and this, that, and the other. They're going to paint him out to be some sort of like maniacal dictator. When was the last time? I mean, back in the 80s and 90s, the USA loved to get involved in Latin America. Before the Middle East, it was Latin America, right? Big up Jim Jones. Salute. What's up, Matt? How you doing? Wood vacates and fights Warrington. No way he goes near Kolmatov. I tend to agree. But he should fight Kolmatov, man. He should. Unless they offer him, maybe they could do like a little step aside thing. So Leewood fights Warrington, defends his title, pays Kolmatov step aside. Kolmatov could fight on the undercard, and then he fights for winner. That would be the best way to do it. I'd be satisfied with that. That'd be a good little solution. But whether they do that or not, I don't know. I doubt it personally. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Akole, bro. I gave him so many chances, because I saw a guy who had like length, reach, good power. There was something there he could work with, but he just fucking resorts to fucking fouling and holding every single fight. I just lost patience. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It does make sense. It's the biggest fight for Leewood. It's the biggest fight. Rebese Ramirez is the best featherweight right now, in my opinion, at least in terms of skills. I would agree in terms of like pure skill. I agree. I'd like to see him and Lopez fight next. Venado looked even better against Conlon. I know Conlon fought a dumb fight, but Lopez looked really good in that fight. Akole's a good hugger. He is indeed. Yep, he is indeed. I wondered that as well. It just looked really bizarre. I think it was a weight thing. I wouldn't be surprised if he got screwed. But I wonder if he'll say anything. We'll see. I've got Inoue late, but I think Fulton gives him a hard fight for a while. I think more than likely the first 5 or 6 rounds are going to be really competitive. Then I think you'll start to see Fulton go into a bit of a survival mode, and then he'll get stopped late. That's what I'm kind of seeing right now. Oh yeah, nah, they don't. Yeah, he never really missed weight per se. He couldn't. He wasn't allowed to try and make weight. It's crazy. Britain have got some really. There's been a couple of things recently. I always go back to the John Real Casemiro scenario when he was supposed to fight Paul Butler, and he was withdrawn from that fight because he was caught using a sauna, and he got stripped of his title because of it. And then Butler still fought for a vacant title against a scrub. It is strange. Very strange. Yeah, I've never seen this Andres Campos guy before. He's from Chile, yeah. He might, with South Americans, you just don't know. You just don't know. Sometimes they can be a complete diamond in the rough, who you've never heard of, obviously, or they can be complete shit. It's hard to say. Where have they said that, Ponche? I'll take a look at it. I'll take a look at it. I don't know whether he's on socials. Old Maurizio Lara. Debating going for a run after this, I don't know. Might do, I might not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the British Boxing Board of Control basically hustled the title from Casemiro and gave it to Butler. I said, yeah, only for Butler to quit against Inoue and not even try. To be honest, though, the second knockdown was definitely not a knockdown. I didn't really see the third. I haven't seen a good replay of the third. But quite frankly, he should have been DQ'd anyway. So to me, it evened itself out. To me, it evened itself out. He's funny. I've watched a little bit of his content. He is funny. He makes it. Yeah, I like him. He's all right. A lot of fighters call him out, innit? A lot of fighters can't stand him. Yeah, we was talking about that one earlier. It's a weird fight, man. It's a weird fight in Oklahoma. It's fucking weird. Is it DAZN? I'm assuming it's DAZN. I'm assuming it's DAZN. It's a weird fight. It's a weird ass fight. Is it DAZN? No, it's Top Rank. It's a weird fight, man. Okay, Rowley versus O'Hara ordered. O'Hara's going to knock him out. O'Hara's knocking him out. Yeah, it's a good fight. It's a good fight. I think he'll probably beat Maxi Hughes, but it'll be a competitive fight. It's going to go to points regardless. It's going to go to points. But yeah, I think O'Hara Davis is. I really do. I think he's going to knock him out. O'Hara's a better fighter. He's got a better understanding of distance, and I think he's probably a harder puncher as well. Low-key, O'Hara Davis actually looked pretty good against Lewis Ritson. I know it's domestic level, but I've never seen Rolly Romero put on a display like that. So I'm going for O'Hara Davis. There has to be another fight there, Ponche. There has to be another fight there. It can't be headlined by that, surely. It makes no sense whatsoever. It makes no sense whatsoever. Keyshawn Davis is on the undercard. Keyshawn Davis is fighting Francesco Patera, if you remember him. I think that's a decent fight for him, to be honest. Francesco Patera is a former European champion at lightweight or super lightweight. Yeah, lightweight, of course. At lightweight, yeah. Keyshawn's a lightweight, yeah. Yeah, he's a former European lightweight champion. I think that's a decent fight for him. Yes, Broner, man, is crazy, right? We was talking about that earlier. It's a pay-per-view as well. A Don King pay-per-view. Yeah, O'Hara's not bad. And to be honest, his fight against Catterall was very close. Like, I honestly, if any fight was a draw, it was probably that fight. Because neither guy really did anything in that fight. Yeah, I would take Prograis as well over Catterall. He's just too offensively gifted. Yeah, he's got to be he can't be as negative against Prograis. It won't work. I don't think he's got the boxing skills to mess around and outpoint Prograis while he does that. So he's going to have to be more aggressive and let go of that left hand. Fighters can actually learn from Rolly Romero's personality. Talking shit gets rewarded with paydays. Big up Rolly until he retires. Bro, that pay-per-view is going to do like 10 buys. I think it's on Don King's website. Yeah, Abdullah Mason looks good. Yeah, he's one of Top Rank's better prospects. I think he's with Top Rank. I'm sure he is. No, I've not seen it. I vaguely heard about it. That's disappointing. That's disappointing, yeah. But it is what it is, man. It's boxing. It is what it is. Random ass injuries. Random ass injuries. I mean, there's been some weird injuries in the past. Spider bite with Joseph Parker. I think Cole Frampton, one of his opponents, slipped in the shower on the day before the fight. There's been random ass fucking injuries, man. Random ass injuries. That's such a weird fight, man. It's such a weird fight to place in what is it, Louisiana? It's a mad fight to place in Louisiana. Cambosos versus Hughes. Such a weird fight. Wasn't there a fight cancelled after a weigh-in where a clock fell on the opponent? It sounds fucking legit. It sounds like boxing. It sounds like boxing. One of the worst ones was UFC though, when Tony Ferguson tripped over a TV wire. Like I think it was at a press conference and he injured himself against Khabib. There's been some random ass fucking I was in Oklahoma. Okay, so in Oklahoma. Okay, cool. Still, it's a weird location, man. Johnny Fisher back in action against Emilio Salas next weekend. I believe that is Ishmael Salas' older brother. I wouldn't be shocked, bro. I'm sick of Johnny Fisher already, man. I can't lie. I'm sick of him. That fucking wanker is dad. Bush. That cunt. Sick of that guy. What is it with fucking dads in boxing? And also, I'm sick of like gimmicks in boxing. That's a UK thing. The whole gimmicks in boxing. That's a UK thing. Because someone like Johnny Fisher, as bad as American boxing is in a lot of ways, Johnny Fisher wouldn't get airtime in America. He wouldn't get airtime. Sick of those sort of guys who get over on a gimmick. A lot of time, no, Ponche. A lot of time, there isn't proof. A lot of time, there isn't proof. Reece Bellotti is still fighting. I thought he was retired. That guy's had like 5 losses straight, I swear. So he'll get beat again. Nothing to see there. I'm waiting. That's on the Sonny Edwards card, right? Yeah, that's on the Sonny Edwards card. I'm hoping this guy from Chile is something good. I'm hoping he's good. Yeah, Hearn was hyping. Yeah, Hearn hyped Bellotti a while ago. Yeah, years ago when he turned pro. Johnny Fisher wouldn't look out of place on some of those old Stacey Goodson shows in Arkansas. Yeah, Zelenov and Hatley on the undercard. Or Charles, Andrew Hartley, yeah. Big John Fisher is your typical Stella drinking, alcoholic, wife beating degenerate, yeah. He's a glutton. He's a glutton. One of the 7 deadly sins. One of the 7 deadly sins. Gluttony. Gluttony and sloth is what Big John Fisher is. Gluttony and sloth. That's what motivated me to work out. I don't want to become like that. I don't want to become like that. Not that I'm anywhere close to it. I'm still at a good weight. I'm still at a really good weight. But I'm young once, so I'm gonna take it more serious. How much does he spend per Chinese takeaway? He probably spends equivalent to like Estonia's GDP per takeaway. He's a big boy, ain't he? He's a big old boy. But yeah, he's a Complete wanker, in my opinion. Complete and utter wanker. Probably goes to an all-you-can-eat Chinese. Yeah, he'll be one of those cunts who gets fucking barred from an all-you-can-eat buffet. Big up Ben. Big up to Ben Green. Pretty new to the channel and think it's ace. Keeps me entertained on my commutes. Keep doing what you're doing. Well, thank you, man. Yeah, we've been kind of slacking on the boxing channel for a while, so I need to get back into it. Eddie Hearn, yeah, Eddie Hearn's got a habit of signing unlikable fighters. Yo, Wings versus Boogie was funny. It was fucking funny. Wings fucked that guy up. Boogie was eating those fucking punches like a KFC family bucket. Christ. Maybe he has Prada Willy syndrome. Maybe. Wings versus Fury next. Yeah, man. I mean, Tyson Fury's fans would probably accept it. Who's next for Wings? I'm going to say ED. No, not EDP. What's that dude's name? Either DSP or Only Use Me Blade. One of those two. True Geordie? Oh, yeah, they might drag Wings out for Johnny Fisher. They might drag Wings out for Johnny Fisher. Wings versus Johnny Fisher at the O2 Arena. Bro, that was fucking hilarious. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was watching. That's one of the only influencer fights I've even ever watched. But I just had to watch it. I just had to watch it. Boogie versus James Corden for the right to face Wings. Yeah, exactly. He is a fucking cretin, which would be good to see in a ring because that guy's an alcoholic degenerate. Get him in there with Wings. I'll pay to see that. Love to see it. See, that's influencer boxing done right. A complete freak show. That's influencer boxing done right. He's short, but he's certainly a heavyweight, JD. He's certainly a heavyweight. He's certainly a heavyweight. Boogie thought it was a Kirby game, eating those shots. Oh my god. He needs to fight again, though. He needs to fight again. It would be pointless just fighting once. It'd be pointless fighting once. He needs to do it again because that would actually be a good redemption story. He'd actually live up to his name. If he were to fight again, train properly this time, lose some more weight, and keep on going, that'll be a good redemption arc. Yeah, there is. I think Xander Zayas is on the undercard. That's all I know. He's on the undercard. Nah, I never liked Doctor Who. Never liked it. I'd pay big bucks for anybody to knock out James Corden. Yeah, James Corden is he's another wanker. Complete and utter wanker. He is, yeah. James Corden is just dull, uninspiring, boring. Like, he's as funny as AIDS. He's as funny as AIDS. Yeah, Morales versus Barrera, one of the best trilogies of all time. The first fight was the best. I felt Barrera won the first fight though. Morales got the decision. I felt Barrera won it, and then one of the other two fights was controversial as well, where Barrera won, and I felt Morales won. It's weird, but yeah, they were great fights, man. They were great fights. It's a pity we never got Morales versus Marquez. Yeah, nobody in the UK I've never met somebody who likes James Corden. Everyone's glad he's in America. Everyone's glad he's in America. Fuck that guy. Well, it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? How James Corden got so big and had a Hollywood movie career is beyond me. It makes no sense whatsoever. Well, Hollywood, man. Hollywood never surprises me. Hollywood never surprises me. Yeah, I've never been a fan of Doctor Who, to be honest with you. I've never been a fan. It's just not my jazz. I've never really been big into like science fiction and things of that nature. I don't watch anything now in regards to like content like that. I try not to consume content as much these days. Compared to the average person, I don't really consume much content, which is good. I watch my boxing. I watch football now and again. That's about it. I don't watch any like TV series. I barely watch movies anymore. Yeah, I try not to consume content. I think it just rots your brain. I try not to watch too much shit. But yeah, fuck James Corden. And cartel beheadings. Sam Smith, Matrix agent. Yeah, that guy is. It has to be. It has to be a psyop, right? It has to be a psyop. Like people like Sam Smith, they're so blatant with it. It's like they're pushing out the envelope every time when they make a public appearance. That has to be a psyop, man. Has to be a psyop. The world is crazy though right now. The world is crazy. Hopefully things level out in the future. But we're definitely in for an interesting couple of years coming up with what is going on in the world as a whole, but also obviously the whole this fucking quote unquote culture war thing as well. We're in for some interesting years ahead. The next few years are going to be interesting. I watch a few bits on YouTube. I watch a couple of boxing channels. Aside from that, I don't really watch much, I'll be honest. Probably Volk, to be honest. Volkanovski, I'd say. Lawrence Okole's next ring walk should be Bittersweet Symphony. Maybe. I plan on fucking signing up for the gym tomorrow, boxing gym. It's a monthly thing, which is good. I need to drop by it on the way home from work tomorrow, and I'll start on Thursday. That's the plan. Yeah, I honestly don't know what to watch these days. Infinite amount of things to watch. Yeah. See, I just don't have any interest in like new series or movies. I forgot the last movie I saw was the new Halloween movie. Halloween Kills. That was the last movie I watched, and that was what, October? So like 7 months ago, whatever. 8 months ago, whatever it was. Yeah, 7 months ago. What's up, Lee? How you doing, bro? But yeah, I'll be interested to see how I am in the gym. Like, see what I've got left. No idea, bro. No idea. Yeah, living in the real world, that's scary. It's fucking a lot of people though, they refuse to live in the real world now, don't they? They get preoccupied with like just dumb shit. He's to fight KSI. Bro, I'd get paid. I wouldn't do it, bro, honestly. I wouldn't do like a YouTube boxing thing. If I went in the gym and I was there for a couple of months and I didn't feel like I had that motivation to do it, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go there to sell myself short. I wouldn't just do it to get paid. Part of me would like to go in the gym, get the bug back, pick up a bit of form. I'm not going to be as good as I was when I was like 19. That's cool. But like, I don't have to be for a lot of those guys. If I felt I was at a decent standard, I was sparring well, part of me would probably want to do it. Part of me would probably want to do it. Just to, because it's something interesting, isn't it? It's something interesting. But I don't know. It's a great fight. It's a great fight. Lopez versus Wood. Once again, both guys are punchers. Venado looks to have a better chin than Lara. And he's certainly a lot more dynamic than Lara. I take Lara by knockout. Yeah, your gym looks pretty good, Nordic, from what I saw, from what you uploaded. It looks pretty good. It looks like a proper boxing gym, like a good old-fashioned boxing gym. Yeah, I don't have a beer belly now. I don't have man boobs either. Thank you very much. I want to get that skinny, ripped look again, man. Because I've always been slim. I'm a tall, lanky guy. But I need to get a bit of definition back. Like when I boxed before, I had like that skinny boy fit look, if that makes sense. That's what I'm trying to go for again. What I'd like, ideally, if I killed myself in the gym, I'd go for like a fucking like Brad Pitt fucking snatch look, you know, in Snatch when he's boxing. That's the look I'd go for. I need some steroids probably, but still some steroids and fucking diuretics and shit. Del, I've never seen any haters in your live videos. That's good, I guess. Yeah, I get a few, like now and again, but like not many. Like boxing, my channel's not really big enough in regards to like haters. Sometimes you'll get people comment random shit if they disagree with you. On the other channel, now and again you get some, but like it is what it is. I don't really get many, which is kind of insane considering the size of that channel. I forgot the last like haters I had. I forgot. What it is, what I've noticed though about online hate and content creators, a lot of content creators will lean into it and they just make themselves the target kind of thing. I've never understood that psychology. I kind of post and ghost, and I'll just try and be as honest as I can be. That's the only mottos I've got when it comes to like content creating. But yeah, I need to go to one of these boxing events at some point in time. I need to go to one of these boxing events. What puts me off though, man, it's like I don't really want to stay in like Manchester or fucking wherever for a week, especially London. I don't want to stay there overnight. I'd have to bring a couple of pals up, make a night of it after, sink a few beers, kind of thing. Watch the boxing, sink a few beers. It'd be a good idea actually to meet up with some of you guys at a boxing event. Like watch the boxing, then go bar afterwards. Sink a few drinks. I probably would do something like that actually. If I knew people were coming, let's say like Nordic or whoever, I probably would do it. Yeah, my mate drove us home on the night. We could have stayed over, but chose not to. How long? What was the journey like? What was the journey like, Nordic? How long did it take? Now, I'm not a big fan of London. I like it like in small doses, but I don't really want to spend a lot of time in London. Like last time I went there was 2019. Yeah, it was 2019 because it was when Pacquiao fought Furman. Because we went out there on a mate's birthday. Yeah, Kenilworth Road could do with a boxing event, but there's nobody really in Luton who can shift tickets. That's the issue. That's not too bad, yeah. That's not too bad. Half an hour is pretty fucking easy. I took the bus from Glasgow to Notts, and that took 9 hours. Very annoying, but Notts to Manchester by car is fine, yeah. 9 hours, man. Yeah, you took one of those stagecoaches, yeah. That makes sense. But yeah, as Coppen said, like the only fighter in Luton really is Linus Adofia. And he's like British level kind of thing. He's not really a big deal, a big draw. But that would be nice. The closest boxing event I've had to me in recent times was Billy Joe Saunders in Stevenage. But I just didn't want to go to that because of like Billy Joe Saunders fans, if you catch my drift. Echo Esserman, I think he beats Florian Marku. If Florian can't knock him out, I think Esserman beats him. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. I've got an early-ish start tomorrow, so yeah, I best wrap it up. But anyway, guys, have a great week. I'll try and, if I can, I'll make a couple of videos in the week. We'll see. I'll try and get a Taylor TO prediction done as soon as possible. I don't want to miss that one, so look out for that. But yeah, guys, peace out. Have a great rest of your week and stay safe as always. Peace out.